Just walk us through the decision making you make as you're going downhill. Sometimes it's beeline, sometimes you're crossing somebody up and getting through them, sometimes you're backing somebody down. Is it all dependent upon read or the matchup?
A little bit of both. I think it all depends on if I get stopped. You kind of just are taught to go in, attack until you get stopped, and if you get stopped, that's the appropriate time to turn and probably kick out and make a play. So that's really what I'm looking for. If I'm able to get to the rim finish, then I do that. If not, then it's more often than not to make a kick spray.
Is sometimes your ball handling getting you in rhythm, or are you using it to be disruptive for the defender in the sense of which way you're going to go?
I think definitely just trying to get the defender on their toes. If they don't know where I'm going, it makes my job a lot easier using confusion, deception, all sorts of things, and also just trying to be physical. Physical as a ball handler, as an attacker, and be able to use my body and strength to my advantage.
What do you feel like has most impacted these last 3 games? The winning, and then obviously these insanely explosive.
You threw a snowball at him?
This insanely explosive second half you guys had the last couple of games.
I think it's just our unit. We always want to come out with a fire and an intensity, a different edge to us. Keeping teams on their toes, not really knowing what to expect, but also just being very disruptive in our decisions.
These last 6 games that you guys have had over the last 2 seasons against Detroit, physical, close games, nip and tuck. They've taken the last 4.
Yeah.
What's the vibe that's radiating in Detroit-Miami games?
They're at the top of the East right now, and we're fighting to get a spot in this playoff run. So it's going to be a great battle. 2 very physical teams, and we're looking to come out on top.
What do you enjoy most about the way you guys are playing? I know Spo always tries to get us off the offense, but it's hard when you guys are rolling that nice.
Yeah, I kind of enjoyed that everyone. We kind of sharing the ball. Everyone kind of gets the joy of playing offense. A lot of teams you got one player just scoring all the points and all the other guys are kind of just roaming around. But us, I don't feel like we play like that. We share the ball. We want to see each other's success. And I think defensively, we love to do it. We're having fun with it, causing turnovers, causing havoc. That's the enjoyment of the game. That's how we get so many points.
Clearly something has brewed between Detroit and Miami. These games have all been physical, nip and tuck. I think the last 6 games are single-digit dynamics, but they have won the last 4. I'm sure that's not something that you all I'm sure it's something you all want to change.
Yeah, for sure. That's a physical team. They're a really good team, young team. See them coming up. Obviously, they wasn't good a couple years ago, but now they kept with the same team, and they came with the same grind, and now they're just better players. They love playing with one another. They like playing physical, but we'll be prepared for it.
Yeah, you guys were able to turn Cade. I think he's had 8 turnovers 3 or 4 times this year. What's the key to make him uncomfortable and disrupt him that way?
Just showing bodies. He's a really good player. He plays at his own pace at all times, so you got to try to find ways to speed him up. And if that's throwing 2 people at him, that's what you got to do. Sometimes throughout the game, when he doesn't know, because I feel like when he knows it's 2 people, he knows how to make the right play. He's a smart player. He's one of the top guards in our league, so he knows how to make the right play every time. So we got to kind of surprise him and speed him up throughout the game, and kind of just show him different bodies.
Let's first talk about the way you guys are rolling once again offensively. Spo will want to turn our attention to the defense, obviously, but when you have these massive halves like you've had the last couple of games, it does draw everyone's attention. What's best about the way you are going about it right now?
It's the defense. You can't get big offensive quarters without being disruptive, getting stops, not only stops, but having intent. Stops of live ball turnovers when the defense can't get back and set. And we're running down, with the offensive advantage. It's not anything that the offense is doing special that's making these. It's our defense and how we are collectively being able to get stops, and that's opening up our offense.
As for some of what you've noticed in your short time here between Detroit and Miami, 6 straight games of single-digit games, a couple overtime games. But what's happening now is Detroit has gotten the best of the last 4. What's the little bit more that's needed to change those L's into W's?
Yeah, I can't speak on the last 4. I can speak on the last one I was in. But it's going to be us not waiting, us setting the tone and how we're going to be defensively. We know they're a young team. they're a physical team. You know, they're a tough-nosed team, and they play a lot of bully ball and try to, punk guys and punk teams out of the games. And we can't do that. I think the last game we had in Miami, we waited too long until the fourth quarter. Actually put our imprint on the game, and that was what we did on the defensive end. So coming in, we know that now, and we got to be the ones that hit first and sustain a level of physicality and focus and toughness throughout the 48-minute game.
Throughout your career, have you noticed anything unique about when you get on these streaks? It can be losing, it can be winning. What fuels the continuation of it?
Not getting content, I think a lot of times around the league, when you start winning, you let things slide because you're getting W's, but in winning you can still have lessons and ways you can get better. So as long as we continue to focus on how we can continue to improve on this win streak, we'll put ourselves in a great position. But that's the biggest thing, not letting our wins cover up the mistakes and things that we're making. Just want to continue to improve so we can tighten up and be the team that we want to be later on in the season.
You all getting everything back on the track where you want with wins, but particularly these explosive second halves that you had the last couple games.
Getting stops and running. When we get all the deflections and all the steals, it obviously on the other end, it's more opportunity to score.
Is there anything that's brewing between Miami and Detroit? The games are physical. The games are 10 points or fewer every time you guys get together.
I just think it's two physical teams trying to get a win. And it's great competition at the end of the day.
Now that you guys have 3 wins stacked up, what's the key over the years that you've noticed when you get on a winning run? What has to be the focus to keep winning?
Like I said, deflections, steals, and running in transition.
Through these 3 games, this resilience and push toward stacking up some W's, we all can kind of get mesmerized by these last 2 second halves. But listening to the guys talk and knowing what you were going to share, how much is the defense fueling these 80-point-plus second halves?
It's the start, for sure, for everything. It just gets us in the right mentality to do tough things. The more reckless, and disruptive we can be, the better our defense is. It sets up our entire game. But it requires that mental and physical energy. I mentioned we become a average team if we don't play fast. We become an average defense if we don't play reckless and with a physicality and everybody connected together.
I was talking to Norm. He mentioned sometimes what can happen when you're winning, and it's the thing you're trying to stave off, is that you can kind of let things go. In the sustaining of a streak and trying to keep it going, how critical is it to get to those fine points that lead to winning each night?
Well, I think Detroit has our attention, for sure. They've had a very impressive start to the season, coming off of a road trip where they finished it off convincingly with that last game. So we know what they're capable of. They were up 20 with 6 minutes to go in our building. We had that great finish to the game. But you can expect the two teams to be physical, to compete with force, and who can get, their game on their terms more often. They'll probably be, in the best position to win this game.
Last 6 games have been single-digit dynamics between these two teams. They've won the last 4. I'm assuming that has everybody's attention too.
Yes, but previous years, it doesn't really matter. It's really about, what's relevant this year. We know what they've done in the East. We know where we want to go in the East, and if we want to be where we want to be, you got to beat, the teams that are ahead of us.
Last time out, you guys were able to turn Cade over, I think it was 8 times. He still can impact the game even when he's losing the ball that much. What's the key, though, to making him uncomfortable and making him have to do things that he'd rather not?
That's that disruptiveness I was talking about. I don't think we really impacted him until the fourth quarter. He didn't really feel us, and he's a heck of a player. He gets the game on his terms, at his pace. He gets them running when they want to run. He gets them executing the half court when he wants to slow the game down. So we have to get him out of that normal rhythm. It's easier said than done, of course, because he's big. He knows how to control games, but we're at our best regardless of how good he's been this year, how much he does for them. It's about us impacting them, with our physicality and our disruptiveness.